Most people dreaming of moving to Sardinia spend months researching houses. If I could do it all again, I'd spend a lot more time researching something completely different. Today, I want to share with you 5 things I wish I'd known before moving to Sardinia. Hi, my name's Bianca. I'm an Australian who moved to Sardinia a little over 2 years ago. I bought a cheap house in a small village in northern Sardinia, and I've been building a life here ever since. Now, looking back, there are a few things that surprised me. None of them were what I ever expected. And if you're thinking of moving to Sardinia yourself, these might help you too. So let's jump in to number one. The first thing I wish I'd known is choosing the town matters more than choosing the house. Since coming here, you've probably heard this in many of my other videos. People always ask me, why? But not just why did you move to Sardinia, but why did you move to Nulvi, this small little town with 2,500 people in the north of Sardinia? Now, there are obviously all the reasons as to why I made this choice, and you can find those in quite a few other videos that I've posted before now. But really, my why has actually come down to this place that I chose now. It's really transferred from the reason why I literally chose to move here. And the reason why now is about the location, the place, the town. And I think had I known that beforehand, to take that into consideration, that would have been really, really useful information. I, however, was incredibly lucky. I had a friend who had found this place, and she somehow realized that there was a lot of life here, that the energy was special here. And I'm not sure that many people realize that. You know, when I go to my hairdresser in Sassari, they'll ask me, yeah, but why Nulvi? Why did you specifically choose Nulvi? And it's because they don't know about what is here in this town. And I'm not saying that to promote Nulvi as much as I love Nulvi and am happy to promote Nulvi. But no matter where you choose to live, one of the most important things is the location. Now, people choose locations because of all the things. They choose them for the shopping you can do, the conveniences, all the things that you can see and do and have right there. Yesterday, I was speaking to someone and they're like, really, you have to drive 30 minutes to get into the city? When I lived in Shanghai, a city with 25 plus million people, the entire population of Australia pretty much lives in Shanghai. But one thing I love about big cities is the anonymity that you have there. And of course, the access to everything, like right there. And I've spoken to a lot of people who kind of cringe when I say that I loved living in big cities because it's not for everyone. But what I loved about it was the anonymity and the fact that I could do my thing and nobody knew me. Nobody had any say in my life. Nobody could intervene. Nobody was, I was just doing my thing on my own. And I chose, I controlled when I connected with people. But connection is a human need. We all need people. We all need to feel connection. We all need to have the love of other people around us. So eventually, I started feeling the disconnection. I started feeling the discomfort in the disconnection. I started feeling really alone. And I hadn't felt alone much before. And I knew that when I left Shanghai, that my next move was going to be somewhere more quiet, smaller, with more community and more nature. And I had initially thought Bali, but then COVID happened. I ended up back in Australia, and it just didn't feel like the right next move. Then Nulvi presented, and I found myself here. Now, I won't lie, going from a place where you felt super disconnected, a place where no one knows you, to a place which is super connected, to a place where everyone knows you, is very different. And it is a shock to the system. It was a shock to my system. But now that I've been here for 2 years and I've actually relaxed into it, I can now feel that that community brings more to one's life than not having that community. I even had a bus driver I was chatting with one day, and he said, "But why Norway? Why didn't you choose somewhere like Sardini? Sardini is beautiful. It's a quaint little town. It's actually quite epic. It's famous for this house that's made out of a rock, and it has this incredible view, and it has this big kind of gully or drop, and you see as you're driving through it this massive like ravine or something, and it's very, very beautiful. There's even a waterfall nearby. It's just so interesting. But again, what that bus driver doesn't understand is the community that can be found in the town of Norway. And so it doesn't matter what size city you live in, if you don't have connection, I think you're missing out. So I really think that it's important to go to a place when you come to Sardinia, if you're looking to move here, and even if it's not Sardinia, even if it's Italy, even if it's Spain, Portugal, France, wherever you choose to go and experience the town, see what it feels like. And then if you like the feeling, look for a home there, because that feeling, that community, that spirit, that energy, in my opinion, that is way more important than the home you end up living in. Because in reality, the house, that's just where you sleep. The town, that is where you live. The second thing I wish someone had told me before moving here is that you become part of the community by showing up. I'm a member of a gym here. I show up regularly to the gym and I have the people who all know me there. There are events here, there are festivals here, there are markets here. And of course, you can choose to stick to yourself, to not connect with people. You can choose that anywhere. But if you're going to choose that, then why come to a small little town? It's much better to go to a big city where you've got access to everything and you can be completely anonymous, or just like slightly out, or just living in the middle of nowhere with no people around. But when you choose a place based on where you want to live, you only are going to become a part of it if you get involved. And one thing I will say is that in little villages like here in Nilvi, and there are many here in Sardinia, the people, they love you even more for having chosen the place, but they love you even more when you show up. I'm a very loyal person by nature. If I say I'm going to do something, I always want to follow through on that, and I do my very best to follow through on that, even if I don't want to. So I typically won't say, yes, I'll come to an event unless I know that I will go to that event, because I don't like letting people down. I don't like making promises and then not keeping them. But that's just me. The other morning, I got up and I went to the bar to get a croissant. And on my way back, there were three men sitting on a park bench. They sit on this bench every morning in the morning sun when it's not too hot. And they just sit there and watch life unfolding around them. And one of these guys had this tiny little dog. His name is Leone, lion in English. And this little lion was a little lion. He was smaller than my cats. He was like a real little dog. But he had such feistiness to him, such a strong spirit, a fighting spirit. And he was just barking at me as I was walking past, and he was just the cutest thing. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love animals. I have 3 cats that I care for, sometimes more. And when I saw this little dog, I saw the big spirit, but I also saw the big heart. So I squat down next to him just so I wasn't standing over him. And I just connected with him. And I went to touch him, and I was just assessing if he was actually going to nip me, actually going to bite me, or if it was just all a front. And it was. And so I start patting him, and he just starts calming down. And then the next minute, he's loving it. He's licking me. He's my best friend. And the old man whose dog it was, he was so impressed. And he said, "Oh my gosh, you're the dog whisperer. He loves you. That never happens to anyone." Those sorts of comments. Then he proceeded to ask me how long I was visiting for. And I said to this man, "Oh, I live here. I've been here for over 2 years now." And he just kind of was taken aback. And he was like, "Wow." He's like, "That's so wonderful." And in addition to that, he said something to the effect of how happy it made him that I had chosen to be here, that it was like a big honor for me to have chosen their town. So these people are loyal and are loving with big hearts. And you only get to learn that when you show up, when you connect with them. And thus far, even though I bought a house here, nobody has handed me the community, and nobody will hand you the community. You have to build it by showing up. Number 3, life moves slower, but it's not necessarily quieter. This past week, there has been a group of students visiting Nulvi, and right out my window that I'm looking through right now is the oratorio, which is a church building. And these young kids from Rome came to stay in that building. And it has not been quiet at all. You really feel your age. Or when you're like trying to go to bed and you're thinking, can they please just be quiet? Or in the morning when my neighbor who's repairing his walls is mixing cement at 7:30 in the morning. Life is definitely slower here. It is not quieter. My neighbors, they're noisy. Sometimes they have arguments and I can hear everything. There are cars all around the street. People always gather outside the oratorio, I guess when they're exiting an event there or about to go in or collecting their children, talking, talking, talking. And it's not just those things. There are the festivals, there are the summer events, there are the markets, there are the concerts, there are street parties. This town has really surprised me with how much is constantly going on. So yeah, life is slow here. It is certainly not boring. The 4th point I wish I had known before I moved here to this small town. You'll know everyone before you know everyone's name, and they'll know you before you know their name. Everybody knows who I am here. They know I'm Australian. They know where I live, which house I bought. They know that I've bought a house. They know that I'm a single woman with no children from Shanghai, where you have all the anonymity, to Nulvi, where you have zero anonymity. And for some people, that might be uncomfortable to feel. But if you welcome it with open arms, it is beautiful to receive because people want to know you. They want to help you. They want to be involved. For example, yesterday I was working downstairs and I was actually on a call with a client. The Amazon delivery guy pulled up at my house and was knocking at the door. I was very present with this person on the call and I didn't want to interrupt them and say, "Excuse me, just a moment," which I will sometimes do. But my neighbor kindly accepted the parcel. But then what do I hear? My neighbor And he sticks his head into the window. He's like, Bianca, Bianca, Bianca. And at that point, I had to interrupt the call and I just sort of turned around and I said, yes. And he said, I've got your parcel. And I'm like, thank you. And he's like, I'll just leave it here. Thank you. And so he put it on the windowsill and walked away. But they really do, take care of you, help you where they can. And that is a lovely part of living here. Number 5, moving countries doesn't magically change who you are. When you move to a new place, you don't suddenly lose all of the worries, all of the bad days, all of the stress. If you're a procrastinator, you don't stop procrastinating. If you haven't got things figured out, you don't suddenly have things figured out. When you move to a new place, you take yourself in your current state of mind, in your way of operating, in whatever state your nervous system is in, and you just transplant that to the new place you move to. So while moving to Sardinia changed my surroundings, it didn't change the fact that I'm still me. So naturally, especially in my case, going from somewhere larger, much larger, to somewhere quite small, all of a sudden you're in a lot of discomfort. And then, of course, you add all of the other factors. Like, I'm in a house. My house is flooding. My house needs renovations. Got to try and turn the power on. Got to figure out this, figure out that, all of the things, right? So you are going to still be yourself in all of those situations. And you're going to be in a new level of discomfort. Plus, the people are like knocking on your door to say hi. So if you're thinking that moving abroad is going to instantly make you more relaxed, a better person, all of your days are going to be wonderful and relaxing and no troubles, no stresses, nothing really too bad to figure out, no real bad days. Well, that is not the case. And I really did think that moving here, I was just going to be living a great life. The adjustment period can be long, can be hard, and you just have to go through it. And that adjusting also will expand you in ways you never knew possible. So if I could go back and tell myself one thing before moving to Sardinia, it would be this. Spend less time worrying about all of the physical things, the house, the details, the renovations, etc., and spend more time thinking about just being present and living and connecting. And think about the life that I want to build once I'm here. Because at the end of the day, it's the people, it's the community, it's the experiences that end up shaping your life far more than the property itself. If you've enjoyed this video and you're interested to live here in Sardinia, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. And if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.